Hello, fellow history fans, and welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of Japanese history. Hope you enjoy. During the Heian period that lasted from 794 to 1185, large Buddhist monasteries were built, and gradually monks gained more and more political influence. Thus, Emperor Kanmu decided to move the capital to Heian-kyo, modern Kyoto, in 794 CE to rid the imperial court from religious influence. This began the Heian period in Japan. Chinese influence declined, and Japanese art and literature flourished. Around the year 1000, Murasaki Shikibu wrote The Tale of Genji, considered to be the world's first novel. The Pillow Book, about the aristocratic life in early 11th century Japan, was also written during this era. One clan, the Fujiwara, rose to prominence, and through intermarriage, they came to control much of the government. The emperor ruled in name, but real power remained in the faction. Their influence peaked with Fujiwara no Michinaga, but after his death, their hold on power declined. Emperors retired and started ruling from monasteries. This was called Insei. Consequently, the Taira and Minamoto clans fought for influence in the Genpei War, 1180–1185. The Minamoto clan was victorious, and the shogunate, the feudal government in Japan, was instituted. The Kamakura period, which began in 1185 and lasted till 1336, was named after the city in which Minamoto no Yoritomo established the new capital. The period started after the war in which the Minamoto clan gained the upper hand. It was the beginning of the Japanese Middle Ages. Shoguns, who were military dictators, took over most of the powers of the emperor. During this time, feudalism was firmly established. The different provinces were ruled by the daimyos, feudal lords, and each had an army of samurai. In 1274, Kublai Khan, the Mongol emperor, sent an army to invade Japan. They came through the island of Kyushu. The samurai tried to defend their lands, but they were outnumbered. Despite their strength, the Mongol Empire was defeated when a typhoon hit their fleet. Another attempt of conquest was made in 1281, but were decimated by a second cyclone. The Japanese called these storms divine winds or kamikaze. The Muromachi period lasted from 1336 to 1590. It is subdivided into the Nanboku-cho period and the Sengoku period. It was a tumultuous era of fighting for control. First, Emperor Go-Daigo attempted to wrestle control from the Kamakura shogunate. In the Genko War, he was defeated and sent to exile. Notwithstanding, he returned and again ventured to reinstate the imperial court to full power, and with the assistance of Ashikaga Takauji, he succeeded in what was known as the Kenmu Restoration. However, since Ashikaga did not obtain what he fancied, he rebelled and appointed himself as shogun. Takauji also appointed another member of the imperial court as emperor. Go-Daigo fled and established himself in another capital to the south. This started the Warring States, Sengoku period. It lasted into 1392. The Sengoku period lasted from the fall of the Kenmu Restoration and the establishment of the Ashikaga shogunate in 1590. During this time, the Onin War, 1467–1477, a conflict over the succession of the shogun was fought. This civil war saw several daimyos fighting for control and power. It was this period of intense fighting that Japan had its encounter with the Europeans. The Portuguese and Spanish were the first to arrive in 1543, and they introduced Christianity and the arquebus, a type of long gun. The Dutch also arrived and established a trading post in Nagasaki. The Azuchi-Momyama period lasted from 1568 to 1603. It is named after the castles in which each shogun lived. After the tumultuous Warring States period, Oda Nobunaga, the most powerful daimyo, along with his successor, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, brought the many provinces together under one central government. The title of 15th shogun was conferred on Ashikaga Yoshiaki. During this period, construction of castles and mansions took precedence over temples. The peace brought back an interest in the art and culture that was desired by the rising merchant class. Also, urban centers were developed. If you liked this video, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my new videos. Stay tuned for part 3.